Hello and welcome back. In the previous video, we explained the first part of user permissions, including general permissions, incoming, rates, and quotation permissions. In this video, we will continue with the second part, starting with the accounting permissions. The accounting permissions section controls what the user can access and perform inside the accounting module. This includes accounting screens, vouchers, financial actions, posting controls, and accounting reports. At the top, we have the main permission called Accounting Module. This permission controls access to the accounting module itself. If this permission is disabled, the user will not be able to access the accounting module, and all related accounting permissions will not be useful for that user. Now, we move to the Chart of Accounts section. Here we have Chart of Accounts. This permission enables or disables access to the Chart of Accounts. If enabled, the user can open and view the Chart of Accounts structure. If disabled, the user will not be able to access the Chart of Accounts screen. Next, we move to the Transactions section. The first option here is Vouchers. This permission enables or disables access to accounting vouchers, such as journal vouchers, receipt vouchers, and payment vouchers for the incoming module and the outgoing module. If this permission is disabled, the user will not be able to access voucher-related screens. Then we have Checks. This permission enables or disables access to check-related transactions inside the accounting module. Next is Banking. This permission enables or disables access to banking option in the accounting section. Next, we have Depreciation Form. This permission enables or disables access to the depreciation form. If disabled, the user will not be able to access or use the depreciation form. Next is Budget. This permission enables or disables access to the budget function. If disabled, the budget functionality will not be available for that user. Then we have Report Builder. This permission enables or disables access to the Report Builder inside the accounting module. Now, we move to the Accounting Permissions section. These permissions control voucher-level actions, including payment, receipt, and journal vouchers. New enables or disables creating new vouchers. Delete main vouchers enables or disables deleting full vouchers, such as payment, receipt, and journal vouchers. Delete records enables or disables deleting individual records inside vouchers. Save enables or disables saving new vouchers or updating existing vouchers. Preview enables or disables previewing vouchers before printing or exporting. Post enables or disables posting voucher financial transactions to the accounting module. Unpost enables or disables reversing posted voucher transactions from accounting. Next, we have Post and Unpost within the closing date. This permission controls whether the user can post or unpost financial transactions after a closing date has been defined by the admin. The closing date is configured from Admin, then System Settings, then Accounting, then Closing Date. This is a sensitive permission because it allows users to affect accounting periods that may already be closed. Next, we have Delete Allocated Records. This permission enables or disables deleting allocated records from accounting transactions, such as allocations connected to payments and receipts. Then we have Unpost Allocated Invoice or Booking. To understand this permission better, let's take a practical example. After deactivating this option from Mr. John's account, we log out and log in again using his account, so the permission changes are applied. Now, let's go to the incoming module and open the global Maxis group. We will start with an allocated booking example. If we go to one of the hotel bookings, for example, Amman Hotel 4-star, and post its accounting record, the system will create the accounting transaction for this booking. At this stage, before issuing any payment allocation, we can still unpost the booking transaction. Now, let's post it again and issue a payment. We click on the Create Payment button, assign the credit side as the bank, then click Save. The system will automatically create and allocate this payment in a payment voucher and connect it to the hotel booking in the reservation file. Now, if we return back to the hotel booking and try to unpost it, the system will prevent us from doing that because the booking is already connected to an allocated payment voucher. The same logic applies to invoices. For example, if we go to the Invoices tab, we can see that this invoice is already connected to a payment voucher. If we open the invoice and try to unpost it, the system will prevent us from unposting it because it is already allocated. So, in conclusion, this permission allows the user to unpost bookings and invoices even if they are connected to allocated payments. That is why this permission is very sensitive and should only be given to the accounting manager or the system admin. Next is Update Check Settings. This permission enables or disables the ability to update check settings. Next, we have Update Exchange Rate. This permission enables or disables the ability to change the exchange rate inside vouchers. Then we have Import Opening Balances Journal Voucher. This permission enables or disables the ability to import journal vouchers into opening balances. Finally, we have Show Log. This permission shows or hides the accounting log in the System Control Accounting Log file. Now we move to the right-hand side, which contains the Report section. Each permission in this section controls whether a specific accounting report is visible to the user or not. For example, if Statement of Account is enabled, the user will be able to access the Statement of Account report. If disabled, this report will be hidden from the user. The same logic applies to the rest of the reports. Statement of Account for payables and receivables, trial balance, foreign balances, payables and receivables, outstanding, profit and loss, balance sheet, transactions, files profit and loss, and search report. So, in simple terms, enabling any report permission will show that report to the user, while disabling it will hide it from their reports menu. Now we move to the Invoices Permissions section. This section controls what the user can access and perform inside the Invoices and Refunds area. At the top, we have the main permission called Invoice/Refund page. This permission enables or disables access to the Invoices and Refunds page itself. If this permission is disabled, the user will not be able to access this page, and the related invoice permissions will not be useful for that user. The first option under it is Optional Invoice. This enables or disables the Optional Invoice function. Next, we have Allow to change credit account. This controls whether the user can change the credit account inside the invoice. Then we have Allow to change the invoice date. This controls whether the user can modify the invoice date in the Invoices page. Next is Allow to change the due date. This controls whether the user can modify the invoice due date. Then we have New. This enables or disables creating new invoices. Next is Save. This enables or disables saving new invoices or updating existing invoices. Then we have delete records. This enables or disables deleting records inside an invoice. Next is preview. This allows the user to preview invoices before printing or posting. Then we have post. This enables or disables posting invoice financial transactions to the accounting module. Next is unpost. This enables or disables reversing posted invoice transactions from accounting. Then we have post to tax website. This controls whether the user can post invoices to the connected tax website, depending on the company's setup. Next is unpost the invoice that is related to a posted cost. This controls whether the user can unpost an invoice that is linked to posted costs. Then we have print invoices over credit limit. This controls whether the user can print or issue invoices for accounts that exceeded their assigned credit limit. Finally, we have receipt/payment page. This enables or disables the user from accessing the Create Receipt functionality inside the Invoices page. If disabled, the user will not be able to create receipts vouchers for the invoices. Now we move to the final part, which includes advanced search, reports, and system control. We start with advanced search. This permission enables or disables access to the advanced search functionality in the system. If this permission is enabled, the user can use advanced filters to search through system data more accurately. If disabled, the user will not be able to access the advanced search option. Next, we move to the Reports section. The Reports section controls what types of reports the user can access. Under Custom Reports, we can enable or disable access to different report categories, such as accounts, incoming, outgoing, accounting, invoices, and users. Next, we have the Consolidation Report section. Here, we can control access to consolidated reports such as incoming operations, accounting, and incoming gross net profit. These reports are usually used by managers to review combined operational and financial data across the system. Then we have Auditing Report. This permission allows the user to access auditing reports used for tracking and reviewing system activity. Next, we have Edit HTML in Reports. This permission controls whether the user can edit system-generated documents in all of the system modules. This should usually be restricted to advanced users or system administrators, because it affects the structure and appearance of generated reports. Finally, we move to the System Control section. System control permissions are sensitive because they control access to system-level and accounting configuration tools. Transaction Setup enables or disables access to transaction setup menus. User Permissions enables or disables access to the User Permissions screen itself. This permission should usually be granted only to the main admin or trusted system administrators. Post Center enables or disables access to the Post Center, where posting operations can be managed. Chart of Account Structure enables or disables access to the Chart of Account Structure, including actions related to organizing or managing account structure. Reset Invoice and Voucher Numbers enables or disables the ability to reset invoice and voucher numbering. This is a sensitive action and should be restricted to authorized users only. Year-to-year sales comparison enables or disables access to the year-to-year sales comparison report page. And finally, Log File enables or disables access to system log files, which are used for tracking system activity and audit purposes. These permissions should be assigned carefully because they affect system configuration, reporting visibility, and administrative control. And with this, we have completed the accounting, advanced search, reports, and system control permissions. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.